Ready to stitch some vintage Halloween magic? Well, in today's video, I am going to be making a 1950s inspired dress with a spooky twist, and I've only got one day to do it. Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I am once again going to be doing one of my favourite things, which is to get one thing and another thing and mush them together. So I am going to be using a 1950s pattern inspiration and making it spooky. I was once again browsing the vintage pattern wiki and I came across this lovely dress from the 1950s. I love the neck detail. I've not done anything like that before, so I think that could be fun. And I've got what I think is going to be the perfect fabric. This. It is wonderfully spooky. I found it in a remnant bin and I'm pretty sure I've got enough. The plan is to do a princess themed dress with that funky neckline and then a full circle skirt. I have already made my pattern. This is one of the side pieces. And I'm thinking this should be reasonably simple. I know I say that in pretty much every video, but this time I think it's true because all I've got to do really is those big long seams. And I do only have one day to do this because tomorrow is Halloween and I don't want to be sat around editing all night and not getting to watch loads of horror movies and stuff. I want to get this dress done, get the reveal done, and then hopefully have the video out tomorrow afternoon. So without further ado, let's start cutting out fabric. Okay, so what I ended up having to do was cut the fabric in half and lay it down like this because the pattern is directional and I don't want any of my panels to be upside down. But I think we're going to get it all on. We've got a little bit up there for the sleeve and we should have enough for the facings as well. So, yay! Okay, I do mainly have scraps left of this fabric, but I do also have some kind of reasonable size pieces. Not big enough to make like an actual item of clothing out of, but perfect for pocket linings. So these bits are going to go in my stash. Next thing I need to do is run everything through the overlocker and then start stitching those big long seams. Right, my pieces are overlocked around the edge. All I need to do now is put on my markings for my registration points and my pocket. Then I can sew all the pieces together. I always end up putting my markings on after I've overlocked because 9 times out of 10 I will forget and I'll just do the tiniest little mark here, or I'll cut a triangle outwards and then forget that I've got to overlock it and I'm not going to be able to see those marks anymore. Have you ever noticed that it's only ever when you're on a bit of a time crunch that you do things like put in pockets wrong like 5 times? It's like because you know that you've got limited time, your brain just forgets how to do things. So I'm just going to unpick this pocket and then we'll actually set it in properly. Right, while I am trying to get some of the crinkles out of this and press my seams open, does anybody have any tips for getting tea stains out of ironing boards? Because this nonsense here is not pretty. It was my own fault. I was in a rush. I was making an accessory or 2 accessories for a friend who I was taking photos of. and it was for a calendar, and the theme was maids. So we thought it would be fun to do the Silent Hill nurse, but as a maid. And I made like a little maid's like hat and a like apron and stuff. And then I needed it to look old to match the dress that she's got and the mask and stuff. So I tea stained it. But I tea stained it maybe like an hour or so before we were due to go out and actually do the shoot. So I ironed it while it was still a bit wet. And yeah, now my ironing board is a mess, and it has been a mess since I did that shoot, which was a while ago now. I've not been able to fix it. Yeah, so if anybody has any tips, if anybody can help me, I would rather not get a new one because this one is fine other than being stained. But yeah, it just looks kind of nasty. Now, have I just realised that I've accidentally sewn this centre seam at 1/2 inch instead of an inch seam allowance for where the zip's gonna go? Maybe I did that. Am I going to unpick the entire back to correct it? Nope. What I will do instead is I'm going to taper it. My waistline is around here, so as long as I'm up to an inch by the time I get to that waistline, we're good. It should be okay. It should be okay. I've got quite a steep curve in that area anyway, which if you've seen my shorts making video then you'll know, so hopefully I can get away with this. Okay, I just want to show you what I'm doing with the cuffs. So I've sewn it on right sides together. Ooh, bit of fluff there. Yeah, sewn it on right sides together. Then what I need to do is turn the whole sleeve inside out. And then that's what we end up with. So if we flip that up, what I want to do is fold this down so we've just got a little bit of an overlap going on there, so that when we flip the cuff inwards again, we're not going to end up with just raw fabric. Now, it doesn't have to be much of an overlap, but just enough. And here's one I made earlier. So yeah, that's what that looks like sewn down. So when we turn the sleeve the right way round and flip that up, a nice neat cuff and no innards of the fabric showing at all. Okay, so it is the next morning. I watched some films last night. We watched Terrifier and Terrifier 2 and they were really fun. And then I got as much editing done as I could. So these bits I'm doing now, I can just tack on the end, get it uploaded. Right now I need to do a hem. I thought I had some white bias binding, but I don't. So I'm going to just do a little rolled hem. The crinkles have come back. You guys are my witness. You saw me ironing this fabric while I was talking about tea stains on the ironing board. And it looks like it was never ironed. I think the only way I'm going to be able to fix that is to rewash the dress and dry it in one of the big tumble dryers at the laundrette, because mine is quite small and everything gets all scrunched up in there and then wrinkles get dried into it. Yeah, it's annoying. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to do this little hem, and then after that bit's done, the next thing you will see is the reveal. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. It fits beautifully and the fabric is just amazing. I'm definitely going to do more princess seamed dresses in future because I really like the shape that this gives me, and also nobody likes doing darts. There's only two little things. One, I did make a mistake on the reference pattern. The little cuff bits have got 2 points. I patterned it wrong and only did one, but I think it looks fine. I really like it. The other thing is this bit here wants to kind of stick out. I'm not entirely sure how to correct that, so if anybody knows a little fix for this or something that I can do in the future so it doesn't happen, let me know in the comments. But yeah, overall this is such a pretty dress, and unlike the Beetlejuice dress, this is one that I could theoretically just wear. True, I would probably get the odd teenager going, it's not Halloween yet, but I don't care, it's really pretty. If you enjoyed this video, then doing all the YouTubey things will be very much appreciated. Like, comment, share. Happy Halloween, everybody. YouTube is saying that you might like this video next, and I will see you next time. Bye!